Right. I mean, what is the next
What does
5
that
years?
mean?
Well, in terms of trying, I mean, you apparently you're not going to sing if you didn't think you can sing.
I sang in this movie.
Well,
Did you
yeah.
see the movie?
I did see the movie, but I mean,
Also, like, visually amazing.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Did you guys love wearing those kind of clothes that you...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And working in
Everyone
digital.
wants to talk about the clothes, but I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes.
We need to talk about what's happening between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, because this situation just took a serious turn in court. There have been a lot of updates recently, especially this week, and people online are already split trying to figure out who's really coming out on top here. Some are saying Justin just gained a major advantage after the latest ruling, while others are still backing Blake and questioning how everything is being handled. Either way, the conversation has gotten louder, and the opinions are all over the place. Here's where things shift. A federal judge dismissed most of Blake's claims in her lawsuit, and that changes the direction of the case in a big way. Out of 13 claims, 10 were thrown out, which is a significant reduction and not something many people expected this early on. The key issue came down to her work status. The court ruled that Blake was considered an independent contractor rather than an employee, which meant certain workplace protection laws didn't apply the way her legal team argued. That detail ended up playing a major role in how the judge evaluated the claims. On top of that, other serious claims like defamation and conspiracy were also dismissed. That only added more tension online, with people debating whether this weakens her case or just forces a different legal approach moving forward. The judge also noted that some of the alleged behavior happened within the context of acting and filming, which influenced how the situation was interpreted from a legal standpoint. That detail has been especially controversial, with people arguing both sides of what that really means. Blake had shared that certain on-set interactions made her feel uncomfortable and crossed personal boundaries, which is what brought so much attention to this case in the first place. But legally, the focus shifted more toward contracts, definitions, and technical classifications, and that ended up shaping this outcome heavily. Now both sides are responding, statements are being made, and the public is watching closely as everything continues to unfold.
Which is a huge win for Justin Baldoni. Now, Blake will likely try to appeal this ahead of next month's trial, but this is a huge victory for Baldoni. Now, there are 3 claims that he is allowing Blake Lively to move forward with, and those are mostly in relation to the retaliation claims. Remember, she said that there was a smear campaign against her. She has yet to prove the smear campaign, but in terms of retaliation, because she did have them sign an agreement of like, here are things that I want done on the set, and one of those was that there wasn't supposed to be any sort of retaliation. That, he is saying, needs to be determined by a jury on whether or not the actions that were taken by TAG PR, which is Justin Baldoni's crisis PR team, because technically she did bring forth concerns. The studio was aware of some of her concerns, even though those concerns technically aren't considered sexual harassment. She did bring forth some concerns. You guys did agree to not retaliate against her, so therefore let's let that move forward, and let's see if a jury will determine whether or not there was any sort of retaliation. So not that there was no harassment. Let's be clear about that.
Some people think this is a turning point, while others believe it's just one step in a much longer and more complicated battle ahead. So here's where things get even more complicated between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. The judge basically said that Baldoni was acting within the scene, and his behavior didn't go far beyond what could reasonably happen between 2 characters during a slow dancing moment. That detail right there became a huge part of the decision. The court also pointed out that the actions were directed at Blake's character, not her personally, at least from a legal standpoint. And another key point was raised: creative professionals, whether actors or writers, need some level of freedom to perform and experiment within a script without immediately facing legal consequences. That argument definitely shifted how everything was viewed in court. But don't get it twisted, this case is not over at all. Even though 10 claims were dismissed, there are still 3 claims moving forward, and they are serious. These include breach of contract and retaliation claims, which are now becoming the main focus of this entire situation. Blake is arguing that after she raised concerns about what allegedly happened on set, Justin and his team responded in a way that damaged her reputation and career. She believes there was a targeted effort against her, and that's where the retaliation claims come in. Now here's the part that has everyone talking. Even though the harassment claims were dismissed as standalone legal claims, the allegations themselves didn't just disappear. The judge is still allowing those claims to be presented in court as supporting evidence, especially when it comes to proving retaliation. So in simple terms, Blake can't sue under the original harassment category because of her independent contractor status, but she can still tell her side of the story and explain why she believes she was treated unfairly after speaking up. This whole situation started back in 2024, and now we're in 2026 with a trial expected to happen in May. It's already been delayed once, and now Justin's legal team is treating this recent ruling like a major victory, while Blake's side is still pushing forward, making it clear this fight is far from done. Now things got even more intense when Justin's lawyer, Brian Friedman, stepped in and made a strong public statement that quickly started circulating everywhere. Speaking in a statement shared by TMZ, he made it clear that from day one, Justin and the other defendants were completely caught off guard by these allegations. He explained that their legal team has been working non-stop behind the scenes, putting in long days and nights to defend the case. According to him, their strategy has been all about transparency, releasing what they describe as real text messages and opening the door to documents that, in their view, show the full truth of what actually happened. And he didn't hold back, and he addressed the serious accusations directly, saying that despite Justin being labeled in harsh ways and facing heavy claims, the legal team has stood firm from the very beginning. He said clearly that their clients are very good people and have not engaged in the behavior they've been accused of, doubling down on their position. He also pushed the idea that they were never afraid of the truth coming out, and that their entire defense has been built around showing consistent evidence again and again. He even stated that neither Justin Baldoni, Jamie Heath, nor anyone else involved acted in the way that's been claimed. To wrap it up, the attorney said the recent court ruling only confirmed what they believed all along, which is why they're treating it like validation of their stance. But here's where things flip a bit. Because just weeks earlier, toward the end of March, things were not looking great for Justin's side at all. A judge actually called out parts of his legal team's approach, criticizing how some claims were handled. According to the ruling, certain arguments brought forward by his side were considered legally weak and lacking proper evidence, which raised serious questions about why they were filed in the first place. That moment added another layer of tension to the case and showed that both sides have faced challenges as this situation keeps unfolding. Now, this is where things get even messier in the legal battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, because some of the claims brought forward, like civil extortion and interference with business relationships, were heavily criticized by the judge. The court made it clear that several parties included in those claims didn't even have a solid legal basis to be involved at all. Basically, the allegations didn't properly connect them to any actual wrongdoing, which raised serious questions about why they were included in the first place. Even with that criticism, though, the judge didn't go as far as issuing major penalties. There were no fines or harsh punishments. Instead, Justin's legal team was formally reprimanded, which still isn't a great look, but also isn't the worst case scenario. Now here's the interesting part, and despite that setback, Justin's side is still treating this week like a major win. They're focusing on the fact that the harassment claims were dismissed and seem ready to move forward, like that's the headline moment. But Blake's legal team is not letting that slide at all. They've spoken out and basically called them out for celebrating too much, saying the reaction feels premature and a bit out of touch with the full picture. According to TMZ, Blake's lawyer, Michael Gottlieb, pushed back hard and said he's not surprised by how Justin's team is reacting. He even suggested that they may be misunderstanding parts of the ruling, especially considering recent issues and how their case has been handled. Blake's team also made it clear that, from their perspective, this case has always been about something bigger: retaliation. They claim that after Blake raised concerns about what happened on set, there were serious efforts made to damage her reputation and career. Another member of her legal team, Ingrid McCauley, emphasized that this is the part of the case heading to trial. She said Blake is focused on exposing what she believes were coordinated attacks against her and holding people accountable through the legal process. Blake herself is expected to testify, and her team is framing this as more than just a personal dispute. They're presenting it as a larger issue about online retaliation and how quickly narratives can be turned against someone. Meanwhile, reports suggest that both sides genuinely believe they're going to win, and neither is backing down at this point. Honestly, if anyone was planning to walk away, it probably would have happened by now. Public opinion, though, is a whole different story. A lot of people online seem to be leaning toward Justin's side. Some believe Blake faced backlash because of how she handled promotion for It Ends With Us, arguing that the negative reaction wasn't something orchestrated behind the scenes but happened naturally based on how things played out. So now we're stuck in this situation where the courtroom battle is still heating up, both sides are standing firm, and the internet is fully divided on who's actually in the right. So this is where the whole situation gets even more divided between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, because both sides are telling completely different stories and neither one is backing down. From Blake's perspective, she believes this wasn't random at all. She's claiming everything was calculated, that after she raised concerns, there was a planned effort to turn people against her online. According to her side, it wasn't just coincidence that negative narratives started spreading. She feels like there was strategy behind it, possibly involving outside PR influence to shift public opinion. But on the other side, Justin is pushing back hard. He's basically saying, "I didn't do that, I didn't harass her," and is standing firm in denying all the accusations. He's also suggesting that there were deeper conflicts behind the scenes, even claiming that she had her own intentions regarding the project, which just adds another layer to this whole situation. And honestly, it's wild that we're still talking about this in 2026, with the trial expected to finally happen in May. After everything that's come out, it really feels like this is all building up to a major courtroom moment where a jury will have to sort through all of it and decide what actually holds up. Another thing people are starting to notice is just how expensive this entire situation must be. Legal battles like this don't come cheap, and with everything dragging on for years, the costs are probably stacking up fast for both sides. On top of that, Justin is also dealing with personal business moves at the same time. Reports say he's trying to sell a property worth around $9 million after it was previously listed as a high-end rental. Now, whether that's connected to legal expenses or just a separate decision, nobody really knows, but it definitely adds another interesting detail to everything going on. At this point, we've heard statements from both sides, seen what the judge has ruled so far, and watched the public form strong opinions in every direction. But the real question is, what actually happens when this finally goes to trial? I really want to know what you think about all of this. Whose side are you on, and how do you see this playing out? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next one.